Hey adventurers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Carrie Gregg and I run Girls Only Adventure Trips, where we bring women together for hiking, adventures, community, and friendship. As we head into 2026, I am in deep preparation mode, planning for some of our upcoming trips. Our first one is actually January 30th to Millburn, Utah, and I have a lot to do to get prepared. One of the things that I take really seriously while preparing for a trip is everyone's safety. I want to make sure that I am prepared to not only take care of myself, but all of the women on my trips. So today I want to share with you something that I've recently purchased that I think is going to become an absolute staple on all of our upcoming trips and adventures. This is my Adica Emergency Support Bag. I'm going to show you what it is, how I plan to use it, what I'm gonna fill it with, and we'll put it all together so we're prepared for the trip that's in a couple of weeks. You know, sometimes I think that first aid really gets a bad rap. People over dramatize it, they make it really scary, fearmonger people into being prepared, and I just don't think it needs to be that way. For me, it's simply just about caring for yourself and for your fellow hiker and friend. It's about being the person who stays calm, who has what we need, and is prepared for anything that may come our way. As a business owner and someone who is responsible for taking women out on adventures in the backcountry, carrying a box of Band-Aids really just wasn't going to cut it for me. Last year, I became CPR certified and Wilderness First Aid certified through EMT Utah. Not only was it important for me to brush up on first aid basics, but if we're gonna be several hours away from emergency type care, then I'm the one that everyone's gonna need to look to for help. And let this just be a reminder that you don't have to run an adventure business to be qualified to help with first aid. If you're out hiking with your friends, your children, your spouse, maybe even solo, you never know who you're going to run into on the trail who may need some help. At the end of the day, preparation is simply a form of leadership, and that's the leadership that I want to provide to the women that are in my care. So let's talk about the bag. This is the Adica Emergency Go Bag. I actually found this bag at the Utah Pinners Conference a couple of weeks ago. I was actually just shopping for Christmas gifts, and when I saw this bag, I was like, I have to have this. When I walked by the booth, the owners were there, and I was really just drawn to the red color of the backpack, and as you can tell, I am a sucker for gear, and so I needed to go check it out. I started to talk to the owners, and Adica was formed by a husband and wife team. The husband is a firefighter, paramedic, and they formed this company as a response to what they have seen for many years. The husband, as a firefighter, paramedic, has seen many things in times when people are just not prepared for natural disasters. He did some work with the California wildfires a year or so ago, really learned that people are not prepared. So they created this bag as a way for everyday people like me and you to be able to grab and go in any kind of emergency disaster. I chose this bag because it's organized, it's structured, the outside is water resistant, and it is designed for quick access. When something happens, you don't want to be digging around your house or your car for all the supplies that you need. I felt like this bag was going to be absolutely essential to our goat adventures, so I bought one. I don't think I would necessarily carry this back as its own backpack on a hike because I already have plenty of stuff to carry, including my own stuff, but I do think this would be good for us to throw in the car, have available in the house wherever we stay, so that we have emergency essentials wherever we may need them. What I love immediately about this bag is that it doesn't just scream tactical apocalypse. It looks like something you can actually keep in your car or your house without people asking a lot of weird questions. And the layout is the real win here. It has multiple compartments, solid zippers, and it's structured enough to not turn into a black hole, but it is flexible enough to customize. The removable compartments are a game changer. They Velcro to the inside of the bag so that they don't slide around when you're on the move, and they're easy to zip or unzip without even having to take them out of the main bag. The compartment sections are all different sizes, which truly makes the bag customizable for however you want to set it up. I personally love that even the labels are Velcro, so you can change them around or even order different labels depending on what you want to add into the bag. So when I go to pack my emergency bag, I'm not packing for like a major natural disaster. I'm gonna be packing mine for things that are most commonly going to happen to hikers while we're out on the trail. Think headaches, blisters, low blood sugar, minor cuts and scrapes, someone tripping on a rock. Okay, that might be me. This bag is really about supporting and stabilizing. It's not going to replace professional care. It's really just buying time and comfort until medical help can arrive. I approach this bag with one question. If something goes sideways, what do I want to already have handled? For me, that breaks into a few categories: medical, water, and food, and tools. And then the random things you don't think about until you need them. So this is where ChatGPT is going to become your friend. I'm going to insert into ChatGPT the different categories that I just wrote down for what I want to fill in the bag. Then I'm going to ask it for some affordable suggestions and see what ideas it gives me. Because at the end of the day, I am budget friendly, and so I don't need to be filling this bag with things that I don't need or I'm not going to use. And pro tip, whatever you do put in your bag, make sure that you've tested it or know how to use it before you go out in the wild, because the last thing that you want to do is get stuck and just have another prop. What I have typed into ChatGPT, I'll just read it to you. Can you provide me a list of budget-friendly items to put into my Adica Emergency Support Bag under the following categories: medical, water, food, tools, and miscellaneous. I want to use this for my Girls Only Adventure Trips emergency bag so that the items need to be tailored to common hiker adventure problems, including basic emergency care. Let's see what it gives us. Under medical, it's telling us basic first aid, okay, for water, a collapsible water bottle, water purification tablets, a microfiber towel or bandana, food, granola bars, protein mix, electrolytes, tools, miscellaneous. All right, so I just asked it to make a printable checklist, which we now have, and I'm going to print this off. So now that we have our list, it's time to pull it all together. I'll be right back with the items that I already have, and then we'll figure out what we need to go and buy. Just know that I did not go to 10 specialty stores for this. Most of this came from 1 or 2 places because convenience matters when you're actually going to follow through. I focused on lightweight, multi-use items and things I already know how to use. This is not the time to learn new skills under stress. I also may have done a little shopping for myself, so just ignore this part. Got the goods from one store and it's snowing! So I think I've got everything together and laid out, and now we just needed to put it together based on the categories. So let's start. So the first bucket that we're going to put together, which is probably the easiest, is the one for water. Now, when we go on our hikes and adventures, the expectation is that the women coming on the trip are going to be bringing their own water and hydration systems. It never hurts to have extra supplies on hand just in case. We're going to start with 4 bottles of water, mainly because they're already pre-made, ready to go. And then we're also going to pack a box of Element. Other thing that we're going to add in for water are 2 emergency water bags. Now, I got these on clearance at Sierra. Originally $4 a bag, but I got them on clearance for $2 a bag. The last item that we're going to add in for water is a life straw. For my next trick, we're going to do the medical bag. So this bag, as you can tell, is a little skinnier than the water bag. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fit all this in here. First up, when I took my EMT talk class for wilderness first aid, they gave everybody one of these little baggies. And this has gauze sponges, it has athletic tape, it has bandage, safety pins, kind of like the bare basics of a med kit. And so we're gonna put one of these in here. Another thing that I swear by, because I get cuts and scrapes all the time, is hydrogen peroxide, blister medic patches, alcohol prep pads. We're gonna add in the gloves. Next up for the medical kit, I've got this instant cold to go. Gonna add a few face masks because you can never go wrong with those. Okay, now for the drugs. Standard ibuprofen, allergy relief antihistamines, also have Dramamine, Pepto-Bismol, a good laxative. And then lastly, can never go wrong with Band-Aids. So the next compartment we're going to do is personal, but this is really kind of my miscellaneous bucket, if you will. Bug bite patches, a couple of hand warmers. Okay, now just as a reminder, I do work with women, and so if you're a man and you don't like this, look away for a few minutes. We are gonna be adding a few extra pads and a few tampons, just in case. Also gonna be adding some extra bug spray, hand sanitizer. Got 2 emergency blankets, scissors. I'm also an ambassador for Clean Freak, so this is not an advertisement for them, but I do truly believe in this product. These are body wipes. They come in handy also for a lot of things. They're antibacterial, alcohol-free, they smell delicious, so we're gonna add a couple of those in there as well. And we're gonna add a warm hat. Again, this is just for emergency purposes, so the hope is that we never actually have to use these things. The next box is food. Now, food is kind of a hard thing to put in an emergency bag, especially for what I'm doing, because you don't want to put perishable items in there because they're just going to go bad. I know for sure I'm going to be putting these in there. Got these at Walgreens, and I got them in the diabetes section. They're glucose gels. If someone has really low blood sugar or they need a really quick shot of sugar, you basically just squeeze it right out of the pouch. First up, I do have a couple of dehydrated meals. We're gonna add those in there. And these are just bags of nuts. This is the Power Blend. It has peanuts, almonds, pistachios, hazelnuts, and walnuts. And then I do have this leftover bag of freeze-dried banana strawberries. Again, this is for emergency, and I'm trying to think of things that are not going to go bad quickly, that are going to be a good source of nutrition for us, easy access, easy to eat. They're not gonna melt or taste funky if they get hot. And I'm adding 2 Hungee nutrition packs as well. Now we're on our last pack. This is for tools. I'm not gonna be carrying an entire tool situation with me. So let's talk about what we actually want to put in here. Okay, now I'm sure you're gonna judge me and tell me that I need to be adding 100 more things to the tool section. But again, I'm trying to tailor this specifically to the groups that I lead and the things that I think that we're gonna be looking for the most. So first is light source, flashlight, and a little black diamond lantern. Also have this paracord rope. I'm also gonna add these quick start fire starters. So it's not really a tool, but I am going to add a little hand towel. And again, that's all I'm adding for tools right now. Now let's put all these bags back in the bag and close out. Everything has a place. I can grab what I need fast, even if I'm stressed. This bag isn't perfect. It's going to evolve, but is infinitely better than hoping for the best. If you're coming on a go trip with me this year, just know I've got us, literally. If you want a checklist of everything I packed, I'll link it below. And if you want some more real-world outdoor prep without fear-mongering, hit subscribe. And remember, prepared does not mean paranoid. It just means you get to keep adventuring. Whew, she's ready now. So I know that was probably really painful to watch and put everything together, but I am really excited about this bag because, one, we can customize it however we want. There's still a little bit of space in here that I could maybe even add a blanket or an extra water bottle or any other thing that might be helpful when it comes to preparing for an emergency. But the good news is I now have my bag ready and ready to go on my first trip. So let me know in the comments if there's anything from your first aid kit that you would recommend that I put in mine. And with that, see you on the trail.